Andrea and Marina are married for about 10 years. They had a daughter who needed money. The couple did not have their own housing. They did not succeed in accumulating it. A woman by education is an art critic and a man is a sales manager. In their family was the old car Kalina, which was given to Andre's father. They did not take the mortgage, they still need to raise their daughter. The family decided to take a chance and open the souvenir shop, since their city was very historical. Relatives and close people tried to dissuade the spouses in creating their business, but the couple did not listen to them, but decided to try. Marina could be interesting to tell about their city, her education allowed her to do this. Buses with tourist routes could bring good money to the family, because they often stayed near souvenir shops. Marina found a place on the road that will be in demand from tourists. Trade went well, and they had not bad profit. There were a lot of people, all buyers at the sight of such beauty opened their mouths and were surprised how they could do this. But over time, everything worsened. Men opened a souvenir shop next to them in an abandoned house. Their souvenirs were the same, everything was very similar. They have sky-high prices, we have nothing to worry about, the husband said confidently. But their store failed. They had no profit at all tourists went to their neighbors in the shop. And the lesser of the shop of Marina began to raise the price higher with each month. Often the goods were brought defective, the bulbs in the building were constantly burned out, things fell. The couple could not understand what was the matter. They launched advertising on social networks, reduced prices, only people went to the store, but did not buy anything. Marina was very upset, cried a lot, and Alexei thought how much they were left until complete ruin. Once Marina and Alexei decided to go to the new master, who made beautiful caskets. They gathered for a long time, and therefore they had to go to a man faster. But there was strong ice on the street, and the driver had to reduce speed. Suddenly, Marina noticed her grandmother at the stop, who grabbed her heart and fell to the ground. Marina made her husband stop, and soon they called an ambulance. Grandma was getting worse, but the ambulance was not. They decided to load the old woman into the car and take him to the hospital. They handed over their grandmother to the doctors, for a long time waited for an answer from the doctors, but they had to go to the master. The next day, the woman wanted to visit her in the hospital, but she had a lot of things, and over time she forgot about it. A few weeks later, in a store, which had already had to be closed after a few minutes, she saw her grandmother. "Hello, how did you find us?" asked Marina. The woman wanted to approach and hug her grandmother, but her grandmother was not at all happy about this. Grandmother walked very gloomy and examined all the goods. She walked around the store and stopped at the boxes. Suddenly she whispered something and began to shake her head. Marina realized that her grandmother did not want to thank her, but wanted to buy something. "Do you want to buy something?" asked the mistress of the bench. "What else? I will buy grave things," said the grandmother. "Why grave? They are all from the workshop," answered Marina. "That too?" asked grandmother and crossed herself. Marina wondered that she had not seen this box in their store before. She ran to look at the invoice, but she also found nothing there either. "Else, you can't take this box in your hands, what are you? This was specially placed for you to bring grief. Sun in the bag, and burn it soon," the grandmother answered. Marina was very scared, this grandmother herself was afraid of this box. "Take the broom and sweep the entire floor. Get all the garbage. Then run home right away, and do not visit the visitors for money." "Not just like that," said the grandmother. The dumbfounded Marina stood and looked after her grandmother. She wanted to ask her what to do next, but she quickly left. Marina began to quickly do the way the old woman told her. She picked up the casket with a pencil and threw it into the garbage bag. Then she ran out of the store, poured gasoline and set fire to all the garbage. Suddenly, I do all this in vain? And what if the invoice just came out in the invoice? Or did the master just put a new box for me? Thought the woman. When she entered the store, she saw that the regiment on which the casket stood was breaking. There were a lot of glasses on the floor, and Marina became very bad. Marina began to sweep the fragments and threw everything. "Now I'll close everything and go home, I'm tired of it already here," the woman thought. Suddenly a young girl entered the store. Very untidy, with dirty hair and shoes. "Hello. Please exchange me money," the girl smiled with her rotten teeth. "I can't, I already closed the cashier," said the hostess. "Then sell me a magnet," said the girl. Marina became very scary, she felt the cold sweat was coming from her feet to her head. "Get out of here," said Marina. "And don't you sell it either?" the girl asked, and grabbed a wooden mug. Marina became even worse. She didn't have a phone nearby, there were no people nearby, there was no one at all to help. The girl held out her hands to her, which were very dirty with her Suddenly, Marina heard a strong screech and the sound of falling. The girl lay on the floor and looked at the cross that hung over Marina's head. She gained strength and began to scream at the girl. The girl stood on all fours and ran to the exit, shouting something to Marina. The woman immediately closed the door behind her and fell to the floor. She cried and asked for forgiveness for swearing so much now. She was very scared to leave the store, so she called her husband. Andre came to her and saw that his wife was crying. Marina said that the buyer scared her because she knew that her husband would not believe her. From that day they had a lot of buyers, there was a big profit. The store of competitors burned in a few weeks. Marina wanted to say thanks to her grandmother who helped her avoid misfortune. She decided to go to the hospital and find her there. But in the hospital they said that the grandmother entered them without documents and they did not know her name. It turns out that she died the next day without even regaining consciousness. Nobody was looking for her from relatives and she was buried in a church cemetery. Only this remains.